Greetings, I am Lauren, and today I'm looking at a big mess that I need to clean up here. I created my own plugin because I wanted to put it on WordPress and make it available for people to download, but there is one huge problem here, and it's that I'm using this prefix WP. That is a big no-no. So you can make plugins for WordPress, free plugins, but you can't use the WP prefix in the plugin code, which I had done. I've replaced a lot of that plugin code. Let's see if I've got that up somewhere. But let's just get rid of all this. You don't need to see my environment variables. We can look at WP dev habit. There's nothing in there. WP dev habit. There's nothing in here. Oh, maybe because I'm not connected. Okay, but reload it. We'll get there. Hang in there. Don't try to guess the letters that I'm typing by the sound. Alright, here we go. Now we got some work. This is the main. See, I already changed this to daily dev habit. And there is some daily dev habit. See, all this was previously WP dev habit. I had to come in here and change it. There might still be some work to do. There's like quite a bit of code in here. But I think I've got most of it sorted out. So that means I've got the content to deal with, and there is quite a bit of it. I've got 4 different blog posts. We can see those here. DevLog, WP Dev Habit. I mean, it's just all over the place. I've got the About page. Again, I'll have to go through this whole thing. We got a demo. WP Dev Habit, that's got to be different right here too. Download, this is the kicker. We do not want this WP right here. We just got to completely change the name. Right now I'm not in any kind of violation of anything. I mean, corporate WordPress could, you know, contact me and be like, hey, this is not cool, but I'm not emphasizing or implying that this is endorsed or affiliated with corporate WordPress at all, like trademarked WordPress. Got the features in the roadmap will definitely need to be updated. Support is pretty basic, so only a few changes I need to make there. So let's make this Trello board. I have a list that I'm going to add because the videos that I want to make moving forward are just more about refining processes and making lists, getting organized. So the first card is going to be local storage CPT. So that's one of the roadmap features that I have spelled out. So we're going to add a description, add option. I'm not that great with Trello, so I'm basically brand new to it, but I've been using Jira for about 3 years at my job. So that's our first card. We're going to make another one, add a card. This, we want to expand the Git integrations. I already have this kind of set up for my own use, and I was going to put it on a different site, but then I ran into the problem with the naming, the plugin naming, and I didn't want to go ahead and add it to the site if it wasn't fully legit and ready. So we got a little checklist here for this. You can add, I do know you can add a checklist, but I'm going to be lazy about it and just do it like that. And we got another card for another feature, customizable prompts. And this would be so that you can create your own questions. I should have done the demo it would make some of this make more sense. When I get done with the cards, we'll go do the demo, and then you can see kind of how this works. I hope no one can hear the crying puppy in the background. One of my neighbors has a dog that's got some separation anxiety. It's pretty sad. It's not my dog. I wouldn't do that. If I had a dog, I would take it with me everywhere. Alright, so we want to add a description to this. Draft blog post. Come on, there you go. Add a button to send drafts that converts a log entry into a new blog post. Add a button to send drafts that converts a log entry. This is on here twice. I don't want that. Save. Okay, next card. Project management integrations. Alright, and the description for this, look into connecting with Trello, ClickUp, or other PM tools. That would be perfect. If you are a developer, then you know it's very easy to get kind of lost in the sauce. So we're going to make a second list over here, but it's not going to be doing, let's make another list here, and this will be, we'll make this to do. Add list, and then let's try and move this list over here. No, move it over here. These, I think I just want to get rid of. Archive this list. Archive this list. Okay, to do, what's the name of the first one? I'm gonna just call it project. Oh, that's someone else's Siri. I don't know how much this mic is picking up, but my neighbors are like really loud. Alright, we're gonna move on to this guy. We want to add a card. So we want to finalize new name and domain. I have that WP dev habit domain that I'm going to have to replace. I'll get a new one. I'll probably keep the WP dev habit one, but then just redirect it to the new name. Final name is probably going to be daily dev habit. Code log? No. We're going to stick with daily dev habit. Put a space in there. Final name. Purchase. Oh, this is supposed to be like a checklist. Let's actually do a checklist here. So we'll add that. There's one. Purchase new domain. There's two. What happened here? Purchase new domain. There we go. Well, I'm not going to give myself a due date. I'll just save this. Now, that looks good. 0% done. Okay, next card. Create new logo and brand assets. Add the card, paste this in. Now we'll just add a simple description. Here we go. Simple clean logo for the plugin and website. I might actually spend money on that. Maybe not. I really don't. I like spending money, but not if it's something that I can do minimally on my own. This doesn't have to be like super flashy, selling to the masses. It's more for the developer audience. Full refactor. Rename all functions and hooks. I pretty much already did this, but I will definitely have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Next card. Update plugin header and readme text. Yeah, I think that's already done, but we'll have to make sure. This hopefully will be the most boring video in this series. It's because it really is just about organization and getting the ducks in a row, figuring out what needs to be done first, and adding some little bit of details to that. I like a nice list. I like making lists, but then I really like checking things off of lists. So this is going to be rewarding on a couple of levels. And then hopefully the final product is going to be something I can submit to WordPress. They have a plugin checker, so you can take all your code, stick it in there, and it'll tell you. That's how I figured out I can't use that WP prefix on the plugin name. But any other issues that I have, they should pop up and I can address them. I would really love to see from the WordPress plugins install page, if I search for my plugin, I would want to see that there. That's the final goal. It's not a paid plugin, it's free. I'm just trying to get into the game. Alright, almost done with these cards. This one's about the submission check. This is a long list. I would love to break it down, but alright, let's add another checklist. We'll do this the right way. Run the plugin check. Yep, add one of those. I guess I could have given it a name, but that's okay. I'll get better with this the more I use it. The way that I currently use Jira is mostly as a developer, so I get the cards that are already created. I don't create cards. Even if I have an opportunity to create a card, I usually ask someone else to do it for me, because I just like to do the work. Submit to WordPress, that's the final one. So we'll add this. That's it. Okay, so, oh gosh, there's a list 3. This is the in progress list. It's very short. Card 1. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to add a card. This is assess current state. This is what I am doing right now. Literally in progress. The description for this. And we're going to add a checklist. Let's see where we're at. I don't feel like naming it. Review existing code and content. And then we've got identify the core problem. And then we've got build this Trello board. This is what I'm doing right now. And the board is, no, there's another list. There's 5 lists. That's crazy. And list 5 is already done. List 4 is in review. Test GitHub, PAT autosave, and test all admin pages. Yeah, we're going to add that list too, because we definitely want to do that. So this is in review. Where'd you go? There's just me not knowing how to use this properly, I guess. This list is currently empty. After the refactor, you'll add cards like test GitHub, this guy right here. Well, we're going to add them now. We're not going to wait. So I don't have descriptions for them yet, but we'll just go ahead and give us the full view of the work required. So these are things that I'm going to be possibly adding. This really should be like over here. in progress. Maybe make this the first one. This is what we're doing right now. Yep, Trello board is built. List 5. I'm not going to make this list, but I'll show you what it looks like. List 5 done. This is to motivate you. Look at what you've already built. Built core GitHub autosave feature. If someone asked me how to do this right now off the top of my head, I would not be able to tell them because it's probably been almost a month since I've worked on this. I got sidetracked with another project on the weekends. Built guided journaling UI in WP admin. Built markdown generation. Yep, that's all set. Built basic plugin settings page. Deployed version 2.20 to staging production. Identified critical WP prefix naming flaw. Correct, I did that. Let's look at this demo real quick and I can show you how this works, and then we can go ahead and wrap this up and I can get ready for completing some of the things on the list I just made. What was the main theme or project you focused on today? Renaming and listing to-do items for this project. Shift enter? No, it's control enter. Will get us to the next one. What was the single biggest task you completed? Adding a Trello board. Board and list items. Control enter. Describe a significant challenge or problem. Organization of effort. Control enter. How did you approach solving it? Writing. Critical thinking. List making. Control enter. What's something new you learned today? Unlimited, no, that's too many eyes. Unlimited Trello boards in the free account. I am not paying for this, not yet anyway. There's really no need to. What's one thing you're proud of? This site, even though it needs a lot of work. Control enter. Most important priority for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. What am I going to do tomorrow? By tomorrow, I'm projecting that I'm going to have quite a bit done on this effort. So by tomorrow, we want to create a new video with new progress. Control enter. Alright, that's it. So this part, save to GitHub. Did I set this up here? I bet you I did. Let's see if it works. Oh no, it won't work from here because it's just the demo. But if I did it from the admin, it might work. Let's see. Let's look at the repo. I don't know if I set the logs up for this one or not. Let's just check. WP dev habit. Maybe? Oh, it is in there. Check this out. So we have a logs directory. So there's got to be some communication between the WordPress site and GitHub to say, I want to post this to that remote repo branch. I don't know if it's going to, oh, there's nothing in there. I don't know if, maybe, is it going to main? It might be going to main. Yeah, here we go. So these are some logs that I already did. I guess it wasn't a month ago, it's like 2 weeks ago, but it feels like a long time, 3 weeks. So this is what they look like once you get it set up. So depending on what you're doing, this could be handy. What was the main theme or project you focused on today? Local WordPress development with a thin client and a local server, setting up the ideal workflow. What was the single biggest task you completed? Separating environments for each project with distinct Docker YAML files. We already had like a brief look at this already. So I had to put my password up in here to connect remotely to the local server that I have. It's an older computer that was running Windows 10 and it doesn't have the hardware to support Windows 11, so I just put OBS. Well, I didn't put OBS Studio, I put Ubuntu Studio on it, which includes OBS Studio, so that I could keep all of my work off of this actual machine that I'm working on. So all of this work lives somewhere else. It doesn't actually live on this computer. And we're just pulling it in. It's a Dell Precision workstation. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. This computer only has 8. But anyway, this is that logs file. It's here because it's part of the repo. So the logs, they don't go backwards into here. I could probably check this out if I was on the main branch to see the logs. So we'd have to go to WP Dev Habit. See what branch we're on. Check out the main branch. Now let's see if we can see any logs. No, there's nothing in there. Oh, I would have to pull that in. I don't want to do that right now. I don't want main branch stuff hanging out here locally if I can avoid it for now. Let's go back to dev. The idea is to do the work in dev, test it, and then merge that into the main branch. And maybe I did merge it. Let's look. Yeah, this is the main branch. Admin, yep, that's the main file. This doesn't have all the changes that I made, I don't think. See, it still says WP Dev Habit here. But if we go to dev, I don't know if I push those changes. Yeah. Maybe I did, because now it's daily dev habit. Daily. Yeah, dev is looking good. Main, not ready yet. Not ready for the big show. Got a lot more changes that I want to make in the local dev branch. And then test it locally. Test it on the staging version of this. And then move it to main. And I believe that's a private repo. Is it private or is it public? Where does it say? It's public. Public so that anybody can come to this main branch and then just, get this code. Make your own logger. It's got pretty much everything you need. You don't want the log files. You get rid of those. And there's got to be some kind of documentation laying around for how to set up the GitHub PHP so that you can create files, push those log files, fill out your log, and then those files go to here. I think this is pretty cool. Alright, I think that's good enough for the intro to the project. This is me just testing it. I got so excited when it actually worked. So I'm going to stop this here and shoot this on up to the web. Thanks for watching.